It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
Phone, man. Anyways, man, Leon Muhammad phone be dying. We was in the middle of a great conversation.
It's that bootleg phone you got. And
It
your
wasn't mine.
bootleg fans ain't let me eat.
It wasn't mine. Well, make sure you guys check out his book. And also, if you guys want to support Leon Muhammad, ask a question, put the question in the comment section. SILENTHEROS on Cash App.
And plus, if y'all want the full videotape, Barbershop Prayer will get it to you. And listen, and get the article from the Bible Boxing Ring Magazine,
What
June
page, man? What page is it on?
92, 93. The Bible Boxing, the June edition. Hurry out and get it. Go get it. Go read it. Read it to your children and hear history. If you want to talk history, talk to Fred Cash App. If you got questions, talk to Fred. If you sports reporter want to listen, want me to come to your city, to talk to Fred, and he'll make it happen. But all my stuff got to go through barbershop conversation.
No, it don't. They go. I'm giving you his number. I ain't. Hey,
They can't come. They can't come to me directly. I won't do it. I won't
nah,
do
I'm
it.
good.
No,
Email me and I'll give you his number because he love hanging up on people anyway. So what's the
no, no, no,
difference?
no, 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 no. Listen, if you give him my number, Allah be my witness. I won't talk to him,
Okay.
bruh. You know I can get because
And,
I give him a number. I give him a Cash App number that they can't afford.
all right, now all right. Let's get back on because we care about the
Okay,
fans. Fans, listen.
okay.
Holla at Captain Muhammad, the Hall of Famer.
They ain't holler at me yet. We been telling them that for 3 weeks. They ain't holler
No,
yet.
because those videos not coming out till next week when we started
But
it.
that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
It do because they ain't heard it yet.
Okay,
Do you
so
understand?
I got to start going live. All that putting it up. But see, I got a guy in New York. He put them up the next day.
Yeah, but we talk about so much. You can't put all that up in the same day. People ain't gonna watch it. You gonna it's like dropping
Yeah.
the
Okay.
entire Cosby's on one day. Ain't no one
Okay.
gonna watch that shit.
Okay. Let's get back to this year.
All right.
I was thinking that all three of them, the main personnel for last night's fight in Las Vegas, with
Caleb
that
Plant.
Hollywood raid, all three of them guys is over 30, and I
Right.
think all three of them should consider packing it in. Now, I'm gonna speak on my god nephew Thomas Lamont because I can speak on him. I know him all his life. I was down with his grandfather, the late Thomas Lamont Sr., and his father and I are real close, Benny Lamont, and I love Mama Debbie, his lovely mother, and his wife and his son. And he got a good small promotional company. He's doing a lot of good shows in Atlantic City, DC, and Newark at the Prudential Center.
Mm.
His last fight, he had about 6,000 people there. He's doing good. He can make a living, take care of his family, invest the money last night. Because now him, the only one that I know got paid by the Hollywood charade because the people around him wouldn't have it no other way.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Plant, he might have got paid. But Charlos, Sam and them didn't so paid. I don't know if he had anything coming. So I wish him well. But I think all three of them should think about saying goodbye.
Mm.
To, now, Thomas got a young son. And I don't know how Caleb Plant's daughter is. You probably seen her on television.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think about your children. I mean, you in them camps, and especially Thomas Lamont, you're in the office every day, and then you're trying to train and fight and get a shot at the crown. You got a shot at the. Was he still champion last night, Charlo, or they stripped him?
Man, how the hell can he be champion? If I mean them fake interim belts, he's at 168 now. So Canelo has those belts, and I forget who else.
And I didn't know, Fred, because whatever it is, I'm saying for their health and for their family,
Sure.
just to think about saying goodbye.
Right.
Because you're over 30.
Mm-hmm.
And Thomas Lamont, I want to say he's about 35 or 36.
Right.
And normally the clock is ticking, Father Time. But what I will say, Fred, in all my experience, in all the fighters I work with, the great near greats, I watched that fight this morning. I want to see Father Time grab Caleb Plant. That's just my observation.
Right.
I think Father Time grabbed.
Well, we'll see in his next fight. It'll be confirmation. You know.
If there's going to be a next fight.
Oh, he's fighting again for sure.
But Fred,
It'll just be in 16 months.
to see, it's his fault. Because he can walk away from the Hollywood charade. He may have to pay him for a couple of fights, but walk away, get you a major fight, and get you another shot at the crown. It's his choice. He want to stay with the Hollywood charade.
Yeah.
It's his choice. See, we have to live and die by the choices that we make.
Oh, really?
So I understand choices. I was in the streets. I went to the federal penitentiary. That was my choice. Nobody don't owe me nothing today. Tom Hauser did that article. I mean, he owed it to me. He did it out of respect for what I've done in the game. So, as they say in the streets, you got to earn your keep.
Earn your keep.
And the girls in the street, the hoes got to pay what they weigh.
What they weigh?
What they weigh. That's what the pimp say. You got to pay what you weigh.
Okay. Have you ever been a pimp?
No, I ain't never been no pimp, bro. I'm a Muslim.
Okay. Well, I mean, you wasn't always a Muslim now. Come on, man.
I've been a Muslim over 50 years.
Yes, that means 30 years you wasn't.
So, over 50 years I've been a Muslim, almost 60 years.
Okay.
So why would I be a pimp?
It was just a random thought. Like, you know.
Would you ever pimp in high school?
Never. Mm-mm.
All right then. Don't ask me no question like that. You make some of my young boys out of oak and knock on your door.
Man, listen.
Go ahead and say something crazy. I'll send my fighter for you, Tim Witherspoon.
Hey, listen. Everybody you send for me can beat me up. But you know the one thing I got on my side? You know what I got on
God
my
been
side?
good. God been good to you.
911.
Oh, Fred,
911. See, 911 is
listen,
the joke
ain't
in your
no
town, but it ain't in mine.
Fred, ain't no question that you get on the witness stand on the
Oh,
motherfucker. I know that.
hell yeah.
But
Hell
the
yeah.
price,
I'm
see,
hell.
Fred, the price. See, when you do that, you put your family in jeopardy.
No, you don't. That's
Yes, you
all.
do,
That's fake. That's phony.
Fred. I done seen it done.
I rather get so you rather get extorted your entire life or just say, I'm putting this guy behind bars and I'm moving to Paris. I'd rather move to Paris.
But Fred, you still can be touched.
I know I can.
So don't because you moved to Paris, that don't mean you can't be touched.
Yeah, well, I ain't listen. We got to put all the bad people where they want to be. Prison is Disneyland to people in the street. So let's send them to Disneyland.
You know what, man? You're just a funny guy. But what I will say, Fred, now,
The happiest place on earth. You get 3 meals a day. You get a bed. You get your teeth fixed. You get dental. You know what I mean. You get medical. You get
no,
your
hey,
you get
Fred,
your blood pressure
no,
medicine.
hey, Fred,
Huh?
all that ain't true. You supposed to get it, but all that ain't true.
Well, I'm
Fred,
glad they ain't giving it to y'all because I'm paying for it.
Fred, you ain't the only one paying for it.
I know, me in America, and I'm glad. And these tariffs and our
As I get to
taxes.
make you pay, I make you pay. So listen,
Okay, dog.
now tell me they having problems with that July 12th fight. We in New York, y'all know. They tell me they're having problems with that July 12th fight,
I
Fred. I
bet they
heard,
are, and that's with Turkey Al Sheikh, right?
yeah.
Okay, okay. Before we get into that, let's put a button on this Charlo thing because we can start a new video. Charlo said something that was really, really interesting, and I wanted your take on this. Um,
Mhm.
um, Jamal Charlo said boxing is fixed. But he says personally, I was going into a fight where they said don't knock him out in the first round. Two, he also stated that SNAC is get you right that they're so good at what they do, they get you right up to that borderline so you can be a great fighter and be undetected. What you say about those two claims?
You
Or
know,
what
Fred,
he alleges? What he alleges.
you know what, Fred? Today, these fools ain't got enough sense to fix a fight. They don't have the know-how. They don't have the fighter degree go with it. So if you said that about yesteryear, yes, I know about that. But today, these corporate bombers don't even know how to fix a fight.
Mm,
I don't think it's true. I'll say that he don't know what he's talking about. In fixing fight in this day and turn, in this day and time, it's not being done.
mm.
Now, if he was told that, why did he say who told him that? If
That
you're
no
going to
see
tell the
see
story,
that's the difference between being a YouTuber and a journalist. See, you can't say that in front of me.
no,
Just like I'm about to ask you a follow-up question. See, about you said it happened in the yesteryears and the yesterdays and the good old days. So tell us about
oh,
those
it
good
happened. It happened.
so tell us about those
What
good old.
happened, Fred? It happened. That's the bottom line. It happened in yesteryear. The days of Frankie Carball, Miles Massey, it happened. And there ain't no nothing to tell. I'm telling you that it happened. And I'm a living witness. That's all. What is there to tell? It
So
happened.
but okay, I'm not okay. Now, can you give a brief synopsis of it? Because I
No,
don't know the
here's the
full.
reason. Here's the bottom line.
Okay,
It happened.
I
In the
know it
30s, the
happened.
40s, 50s, and 60s. Ain't nobody going and saying what fight it was. It happened to fighters that people names that people know. I'm not going all that bullshit, right?
You're
Because
not.
ain't nobody. When they start blessing, they get good blessings. So here's what I'm saying today on what Jamal Charlo said. It's not happening because the powers of being got enough brains to fix a fight. Fighters today ain't taking no dives because they want to be in that light.
So
So
you
he
think fixing
said,
fights is good for boxing?
who?
You believe fixing fights is good for boxing?
Now, Fred, I won't say it, I won't say fixing fights, but what I will say you got a white boy who I love dearly. Say you got a modern day Jerry Cooney. You don't let him get beat because he's gonna make the money. He's a white boy in a white America. You keep him somewhere. You keep bringing him has-beens. Look at all the has-beens that Jerry Cooney had. He had all the guys that Larry beat up getting to the top. He had all the guys that Norton beat up getting to the top, including beating Norton himself. So it depends on what you have. If you got a guy like Jerry Cooney, a white boy, clean cut America, you feed him, dishwasher, truck drivers. You don't have to fix a fight for him. And I mean, because I mean, guys like the days of Jake LaMotta, he told you he took a dive. Carmen Basidio, all them guys told you they took a dive. Because they was with them guys. Them guys had another guy they thought was better than them guys. Come to find out the guys that took the dive turned out to be great fighters and great Hall of Famers.
Hmm.
So the answer, Jamalo, Charlo, he's a mental patient. What do he know? See now, Fred, whoever told him this or told him to say this, he had a YouTube interview. He didn't have a veteran guy like you, Ken Miller, Bernard Fernandez, Wally Matthews, the old veterans. Because they just say, well, since you telling us, tell us all of them. Who told you to carry the fight, to carry the kid? Who told you to carry it? See, that just talk to get ratings in YouTube. That's just talk. But ain't nobody told this guy that, man.
So okay, so you pleading insanity?
No, I ain't pleading insanity. I'll tell you like it is.
No, I'm saying. Okay, yeah. I apologize. I stand corrected. So you think Jamal Charlo is pleading insanity? I thank you for correcting me.
He is insanity. We don't plead to it. He don't know, Fred. He's a kid that don't know. He's a kid. I wish him well. God bless him and his family. But Fred, you can look at him and tell him and his brother got psychological problems. I wish they get help, get well. May Allah bless them to take care of their family. Fred, I don't care if they fight tomorrow or the next day. I ain't getting no check.
Right.
It ain't sending my grandkids to college. It ain't sending your kids to college. So it doesn't matter. But I wish both of them brothers well. See, Fred, they can't take defeat. Look how the little one cried when he got upset about Tony Harrison out of Detroit. Cried like a $2 hooker. So Fred,
Yes.
you got to be mindful what these guys say, man. Now man, Fred, say what he said again. See, I want to make sure your people understand what he said, and I'm gonna answer all of it.
He said. He said boxing is fixed. One. And I'm paraphrasing because I don't have the quote in front of me. But I can quote this. He says he went into the ring sometimes where they told him not to knock out his opponent in the first round. And then so we already talked about that. And he also said SNAC. He said SNAC gets you to the line, but don't give you enough dosages so you go over the line and get popped on your test, on your PED test. What's your take on SNAC?
You know, man, all of them motherfuckers are morons. But my take on it, Fred, I don't really know because I never had a fighter that did nothing stupid because they know any fighter connected to me. They know they did anything stupid to mess up that payday. For me, Butch down the air, then he got the head cracked to the white meat.
To the
So I
white
ain't never
meat.
had
Damn.
that. I ain't never had that problem. Prince Charles, Tim Witherspoon, Michael Spink, Qasim Umar, and Zuma Nelson, them guys played with Don them. But when I was in the camp, them guys didn't play with me, man. They know I'm a street nigga. Hey, man, you mess up my back road to how I feed my wife and children, I'm going to crack your head to the white meat.
How can you
See,
intimidate a fighter? See, that's crazy to me that a
no, no,
street. No, wait. Let me make this
no,
point.
no.
Can you?
Let me justify this, man.
Okay, go
You
ahead.
slow down before you get your head cracked.
Okay,
And
crack it,
listen to this.
motherfucker, crack it, motherfucker, crack it.
Okay. Y'all see how I got him talking? I'm making shut up. He ain't no religious guy cursing and going on and just put the kids to bed.
I'm not
What
cussing.
kind of,
See, you're
hold
misquoting the
up,
Bible. The Bible don't talk
hold up,
about cursing. He talk about
hold up,
curses. See, you're
hold
misquoting the
it.
Bible. But continue.
I ain't
See,
misquoting nothing, but I'm telling you,
okay, go ahead, dog.
if I'm with a fighter,
Hmm.
you're gonna do what's right, because you're gonna mess up
Oh, do
your
what's
payday.
right. Do
You're
what's
gonna mess up
right.
everybody's payday that's around you.
Do what's right. That's interesting. You said do what's right. Continue.
So my thing, Fred, okay. Now I'm gonna use Tim Witherspoon
Hmm.
because
The
I was with
heavyweight
him,
champion of the world.
the two-time former heavyweight champion of the world from Philadelphia. I just talked to him tonight. So Timmy, after we fought Larry, and they robbed us. Larry, talking about Larry Holmes,
Yes.
former heavyweight champ of the world, Eastern Pennsylvania,
So that was a
75
fixed
years old
fight.
now.
Was that a fixed fight?
No, Don stole it. One judge gave to us, one judge gave to Larry, and one judge called it a draw, so that Larry kept the title.
So how did Don steal it?
Don was close to the WBC.
He sure was. That was his godfather, right? That was his
That was his
godchildren.
guy. That was his guy, Jose Suleiman,
Right.
who was my guy. But at that time, Fred, me and Slim Robinson, Timmy's trainer, former fighter himself, former police officer in Philadelphia, former sheriff in Philadelphia, former councilman, we didn't know that the judges I wanted, the WBC blocked them. There's no problem with that.
Right.
But I said, listen, get who you want to. Give Timmy check to the commission right now, and y'all can have whoever you want to. We're going to beat Larry tonight. So they agree. I said, get whatever judge you want. Give us Timmy check right now, a cashier's check. I told Don, give it to the commission. He did that. He kept his word. He did that. I said, we ain't leaving the dressing room. So the commissioner looked at me and said, Mr. Muhammad, Carl King, we just got a check from your father. I wouldn't let Timmy go to the ring. That's how they feared me in the game. But what I said, judges, Larry had a point. You remember when Larry said some judges be drunk when they're judging fights?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them cups they be having ringside don't be water, Fred. Be liquor. Fred, I know a lot of judges. And a lot of judges, there's friends of mine, old fighters, Joe Neal, Randy Newman, all us come up in the amateurs together. So I know these guys. But to piggyback on what Charlo say, see, Fred, I never had that problem with my guys. But Tim Witherspoon, what happened was he got caught with some weed, right?
Tim Witherspoon is he, right?
Tim Witherspoon,
Mm-hmm.
two-time former heavyweight champ of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I just spoke with him tonight. And he had weed in his system during the Tony Tubbs fight. The WBA charged us $25,000. Jimmy Benz, who was the lawyer for the WBA, we had to meet in his Philadelphia law office. They fined Timmy. Gilberto Mendoza Sr. ordered the rematch. But Tony Tubbs got hurt. So we took the Frank Bruno fight instead. And then we took the Bone Crusher fight and lost the Bone Crusher fight. We just went on out there. We just took the 3 knockdowns just to get away from Don. Because Don had screwed us on the Bruno fight. And he screwed us on the Larry Hunt fight. We was tired. We wanted to walk. So we said we lose the title, then we walk. And then Timmy got with Lou Duval and Fernand Ducalata and made for me in Poland. So it was a blessing. Because referees, see, you don't have to tell a fighter to take a dive. You can put the referee against him. You can put some judges to jam him up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of ways to fix a fight.
Mm-hmm.
For that SNAC, I never had that problem because I never had a fighter that went against the grain and did some stupid stuff. Now, if I'd have been connected to Big Baby Miller and he'd have messed up an $8 million payday and I was getting a check, I'd have cracked his head myself.
I don't know how fighters are intimidated by street dudes. That's crazy to me.
See, Fred. See.
It's like God being afraid of a gangbanger.
Fred, you gotta listen, Fred. See, your problem is that you don't think you can be touched.
No, I didn't say that. No, I'm just being pragmatic. Like a
But
boxer.
Fred, Yes, he can be touched.
I know he
Fred,
can be touched, but
but listen what I'm saying to you.
yes,
Why would you want to be involved with a guy that screwed up all the checks for everybody that's in the camp?
right,
I'm not going to let Fred right now. If you tell me to be your assistant coach and and your son is wide open, I tell little David, get the ball to the little Fred. He's in the corner. He got a good jump shot. And he's going to throw it to one of his buddies off his block. I'm going to set his butt on the bench.
right.
Because you do what is right. See, Fred, I always said this. And you know I've always said this. A fighter is only good as his team.
Team. Mhm.
Oh, and what I'll say, my slogan is never personal, always business. So I'm saying there's some truth in what Charlo said, but he didn't explain it like he should have.
Because no
He
one,
didn't have nobody
exactly
like
right.
you. He didn't have nobody like you to drag it out of him like you try to do me all the time. But see, I'm smarter than the Charlos.
Mhm.
Whatever be.
I agree.
So what happened,
You
Fred?
smarter than me. What you want to talk about? You ain't smarter than Charles. You smarter than me.
He, see, Fred, he did this to get ratings on probably his YouTube channel. Fred, this guy don't know what he's talking about, bro.
Okay.
For the smack, he might be right. But if you true to your artist, if you true to the game, you don't need no smack.
Right.
Get in the gym, get on the road, and whatever talent you that God bless you with, use it, win or lose.
I'm with it.
Fred, them old guys had 2 left feet, but they fought you to the death.
All right.
So in some of what he said, Fred, and some of the context is true. I've seen it done with other fighters, other managers, but I never had a fighter, Fred, to put me in that position.
Mm-hmm.
None of my guys, they was good guys. You know, whatever that they did after we left camp and the fight was over, we victorious.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you do, you do. It'll tell when time to go to camp again.
Mm-hmm.
See, I can tell when Michael's face over it, when Butch say, hey, it's time to go to camp, Big Lee, he called me Big Lee. Big Lee, it's time to go to camp. Time to get Tony, it's time to get Slim ready. Because that was Michael's face nickname in the camp, Slim. And we still call him Slim today. So, and I had a nut fighter like Mitch Green. We know he was doing that dust. But what can you do? See, a fighter is going to do what he want to do when he's not in camp. Now, Mitch never smoked no dust when we was in camp, getting ready for Tyson. He was straight. He passed all the tests that the commission did. Commission leading up to the Tyson fight, commission gave him a drug test every week. All of them came back clean. He knew that payday was at stake. Guys do that. See, when you don't have a good, now you take Big Baby. The guys that he had around here, they was knuckleheads. You don't watch what your fighter eat, or you don't watch what the doctor's giving your fighter. All them guys that train with him, you 31 days away from getting 8 million. These guys done been away from their family in camp with you, and you gonna blow a payday for them? I'd have cracked his head.
Mm. So what fighter's head have you cracked?
Ain't no fighter. I'm put like this. Ain't no fighter never played with me because they know what I would do and what I would have done.
Right.
So, I mean, the only fighter that went against me on the weed tip was Tim Witherspoon, 2-time former heavyweight champ of the world from Philadelphia. As I said, I talk to him twice a week. He's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he always say, man, I blew that payday. I said, yeah, we beat Tubbs. We're going to fight Tyson. But Don put us in the trick bag and put us on Bruno, and we knocked out Bruno. Then we come to New York. You trying to make us fight Tyson for $2 million in that March? We said, hell, we go down 3 times and gave Bone Crusher the title, and we walked away from Don King's production. So, judges,
I'm sorry.
go ahead, Fred. Go ahead.
How much did he get paid for the Larry Holmes fight?
Larry Holmes, we got 250.
250,000.
Yeah.
Wow. How much?
This is
Okay,
83.
okay. Wait, I know. How much did y'all actually get though? 250.
Listen, we got 250.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the networks gave
Okay, gotcha.
Don for Larry, but we got 250.
Damn.
There was no negotiation. Don, you know who I am and who I'm with. 250, and we ain't coming to the ring. He got the money.
Mm-hmm.
Don never gave me a problem because you argue with me, we have a problem, but I ain't gonna argue with you, man. Because all that shit belonged to Mama King, Mama Henrietta. All that was hers. He just was the front. All that shit was in her name. May she rest in peace, Mama Henrietta. And Carl was my guy. I mean, Carl, fighters with Carl, their hands was tied. That's why, because Don didn't, anything we got from Don, but we earned it. Decisions from them sharks that was around him, bro, we had to earn it. But them sharks knew that I would knock on the front door, or knock on the daughters or the mammy door. You know, I didn't have a problem with that. That's why, see, Fred, they kept, I'm gonna say this, even the old mom guys, they kept me around not because they loved me. They kept me around because I'm a good guy. You all right with me, I'm all right with you. You ride and die with my family, I'm gonna ride and die with yours. Fred, there's not one promoter in boxing that I ain't helped their fucking kids in the last 30 years. Kids got in some crazy shit, I had to go fix it in the hood. See what I'm saying?
Mm.
See, Fred,
Well, when you gonna give me that interview that I can drop after you die? You got to give me that interview, champ.
what interview is that, bro?
Shit, the unedited versions of everything.
See, you know, I promised him to you. And as I said before, my children like you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I guess because they're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say, that, you know, man, now, I'm going to ask you something.
Yes.
Being as though that we around what Charlo said
Right.
about the fist fight and all.
Right.
Now, somebody asked me yesterday,
Yes.
and me and you talked about this before. They asked me, they said, Champ, do you think your longtime friend knew that Peyton Thomas was high when he was in the ring? Somebody asked me, did I thought that Angelo Dundee knew he was high and just wanted the payday for itself? And I defended Angelo. Not because he was with Ali, but I don't think Angelo, being a Italian kid from South Philadelphia, his uncle and them was hooked up with the guys downtown. I'm saying I don't think Angelo knew.
Mm.
I don't think Angelo saw the sign. I think when Angelo saw the sign, when we all first started seeing it, when I first started seeing it, the signs that Pinky was probably back in them streets. You know, he started in Joe Frazier's gym. That's how long I've been knowing Pinky. Because Georgie Benton started training him first.
Mm.
George Benton. who trained Holyfield to beat Buster Douglas. I tell you when I first noticed it, the sign, when he knocked out Mike Weaver. I saw when they were jumping him and down, I saw how his eyes were real glassy. I said, this guy on something, man. Because he was a good puncher, but he wasn't no hard knockout guy. The way he froze Weaver in that 8th round, I said, this guy owns something. Because Weaver had a good chin. Weaver knew how to rally the storm. That's when I noticed it. And to piggyback off the question that the statement that Charlo made, Fred, I just don't see it. I know it's true, but he didn't explain the context.
Right, right. I agree.
So me and you can't really explain it to the people because he don't have
No,
enough.
that's not true either. No, we can't explain it, and you can't explain it because you can speak from personal experiences. I can
Yeah,
speak on it from see only the only way
no, Fred, I can speak on it from the guys that I work with standpoint. But when I was fighting, I left the ring at 34-19.
yeah, we're gonna
And
talk
when
about
I left,
that. I'm excited to talk about that.
okay,
No,
now
not now
I
though.
never, now Fred, in that time, you know, I would go to the bar, have a few drinks after the fight, but never, if I was in camp with Chuck Webner, if I was in camp with Norton, or whoever it was when Norton first came out of the Marine Corps in '68, if I was with Big Leroy Jones, and no guys up around the camp, I didn't do nothing. But my father saw where I was selling myself short. When my father came to me in '74, Fred, in '74, Fred, I'm 41.
Hmm.
My father said, no more. No more going to the gym. You got the store. You got a good family. Pack it in. Because I had a detached retina. And happening, the nurse saw my father at the church. And she said, how's your son's eyes? My father said, what you mean? I just saw his eyes all right. No, he got a detached retina. That's how my father knew I got a detached retina, because some nurse running her mouth. I know she had good attention. For the drugs and stuff, the guys around me, they wasn't into that. They might drink a little alcohol, knock this girl, knock that girl off, but it wasn't like these guys today, Fred, with the enhancement and all that crazy stuff. I mean, plus, man, plus the guys I was with, they said, man, you do some drugs, we're gonna crack your head to the white meat.
Mm.
So it was around in them days, Fred, but more fighters in them days did alcohol more than they did drugs.
Right.
And I'm not saying that Jamal is wrong about the SNAC, but if you want to do a story on something, you got to do the whole story.
Right.
See, he's looking for ratings. See, that's why guys talk to guys that's not going to push them. See, he never would have said that question to you.
Nope.
And I can't. I Wally Matthews. So my position on that, Fred, I don't know much about that, but what I do know about the code game, and I know from working with Penguin a few fights, with Angelo and Scrap Iron Johnson, who's big old heavyweight from Philadelphia, it's sad. Even though he got himself together, but Penguin today, Fred, you see him today, he's a shadow of yesteryear.
Mm.
So a lot of that is true. And even Jerry Cooney, after all that money with Larry Holmes, he had a nose problem.
Mm.
Joe Frazier had a drinking problem. You can always see Joe at Princess Lounge drinking liquor. So I mean, it's something that I think the commission can crack down on it. Or do you think the commission care about it, Craig?
No, commission don't care. Commission just wanna
Promote
uh
that CCP?
yeah, because they don't get too many fights. It's so competitive to get fights now. You know, the commission just want to be legally bonded. You know what I mean? That's all. Do your
So,
tasks, make weight. You know, abide by these bylaws. I see you Saturday night.
so
Because if Don King is putting on fights in Atlantic City, if Don King is putting on fights in New York, how you gonna fuck that up? He paying, he keeping y'all in business.
now, see, Don, Don had a real competitor because he had him,
Hmm.
and Don had the network. Don had all the presidents of the organization. But what I will say, sir, that Vegas got the worst commission. You agree? They're horrible.
I've never dealt with commissions.
You never read?
No, I've
All
never.
the years you've been around boxing, you never interviewed no commission?
No.
You serious, man?
Yeah.
You never interview no commission or no former commissioner?
Nah.
You never interview no fighters that was on the commission, especially out of Vegas?
No. I've no. That's.
Well, Vegas had a lot of commissions that were ex-fighters.
But I've never spoken to him about like that entity. Like no.
Their first commissioner was a black guy named Duke Dirt. He worked for Don. So, so why you say the commissioners don't care, Fred?
Because whoever's paying them.
Boy, so Fred, I'm gonna tell you this, Fred. In boxing, everybody want to check.
Yeah.
Now I know that for a fact. Now I'm gonna speak on that because I'm in boxing. How long you been in boxing, Fred? 10 years.
Exactly. A blink of an eye.
So, so Ken Miller brought you in the game in 2015.
Around about that 2014. Yeah, somewhere in there.
Have you paid your dues?
No. No. No.
Do you want to pay your dues?
No.
So
I'm
you
good.
just want to free interviews, hang around the game, and don't pay your dues? You think that is right?
Yeah, because I pay my own way, right? You pay what you weigh. I've never
So,
been fed a steak.
so
I've never got any favors.
she said, I don't know that.
Well, I'm telling you.
What made Ken Miller bring you in?
Um, he liked me. Like he liked my tenacity.
I like you too, but certain things I ain't gonna tell you. I like you too.
Yeah. And
And
I
you
could do
know,
the job. I knew how to write.
and plus, Fred, I can give you some stories that take you down in history. I got some stories your grandkid can get you on.
Hmm.
And you'll always have a grandkid. That's how good I am. But, but Fred, in the old days, if you weren't connected to the guys downtown,
Right.
you could get no shot at the title. That's the truth, Fred.
I
I know
believe
you
it.
heard it before.
I believe it.
Now, if you weren't connected downtown, you couldn't get no papers.
Mm,
You never got a title shot.
damn.
Fred. There's a guy. We're gonna talk about it down the road. There was a fighter named Charlie Burley. Everybody thought he could beat Ray Robinson. Because he didn't get in the bed with the mob. He never got a shot. Wait. It took Archie Moore 25 years to get a shot. Because he didn't get in the bed with him. And Archie Moore beat everybody.
Mm.
So that shows you. Now, Vito Anafirmo. Look what happened. They took, did Bob ever tell you the story about Vito Anafirmo?
About who?
Vito Anafirmo.
No.
Bob never told you about the United States Senate took him to court to make him give Marlon Hager a title shot?
Oh yeah. I know the story. He was fighting in Italy and shit like that, and for 2
No.
years. The IBF, right?
No. He was the undisputed middleweight champion, Vito Anafirmo, a Italian guy, a mob guy,
Yeah.
lived on the docks. And Hagler was managing by
Hold on.
two
Let's save this
Italians.
story for the next. Let's save this story because I know of the story. I don't know the details of it. So let me go.